locker room, everyone trying to lock in, get mentally ready for another hard-fought NBA battle. And welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. And as teams are grinding through their schedules, let's see how it's going out east. Taking a look at Boston, sitting pretty at this point of the season, second place and looking to move to first. And of course Atlanta, quite a bit of space between these two.
You know, for the Celtics, give them credit. I mean, they've been playing very well this season, but they can't afford to take their foot off the gas pedal right now. They know they have a bullseye on their backs.
Yeah, no one is taking them lightly. This is a team with everything you really need to make some noise in the playoffs.
And let's take a look at Boston's starting lineup. White and Brown are the wingmen. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. Then it's Sam Hauser. And it's Queta in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Hawks, Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. Daniels and Risache out on the perimeter. And it's Alexander Walker in at the one. Knocks down the long J. And this is a tough time of the season, Grant. A few months in with a few months to go.
Yeah, B.A., you know, for the players, this is when they start to feel the grind of the regular season. A lot of the guys are dealing with nagging fatigue or mental weariness.
Now here's White. Brown finds Pritchard. Good. And Brown gets the assist.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
Here's Okongwu. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
And that's the right play by Okongwu. Staying committed inside and answering the defender's physicality.
Now here's Pritchard, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. White for three. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks. Here's Daniels, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Get it, young fella. Dyson Daniels has a lot of tools, showing his hops on that one.
Pass to Hauser. Brown, a screen on Johnson. Out to the right wing. Queta, pass to White. 5 to shoot. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Well, talk about a guy who gives you exceptional effort. Derek White is always watching the floor for gaps he can fill, places he can make a difference in the game.
And the first one at the line is good. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, thanks. The Celtics this summer trading Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons, player almost a decade younger. And Simons' deep threat capability is definitely a fit for the way the Boston Celtics like to play, especially now moving forward. If he can fit in defensively, he could be a long-term contributor, guys.
He's more than capable. Okay, Shams, thank you.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Back to Alexander Walker. To the inside. Okongwu with the bucket. Okongwu's got his second bucket of the night.
The preferred scoring area for Okongwu. He can get it done inside with his size and length.
Brown looking around. From downtown, gets the three to fall.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Risache. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. Picked up by Okongwu. Goes up on the wing. Brown with some nice D. Boston leading by 4. Left side Pritchard. Lets it go from deep. Alexander Walker grabs the board.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, That's a shot he typically makes.
The shot by Johnson, no good. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They're coming off that win against the Heat.
A comeback like that one, so late in the game against a tough opponent, I doubt anybody saw that one coming. Oh, it's just raining threes for them early.
Here's Alexander Walker following the three by Boston. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. On the wing, Daniels. He's guarded by White. Picked up by Okongwu. Atlanta needs to get off a shot. The shot, no good. Boston has gone 3 for 5 from deep so far in this matchup. And Brown with the stuff.
A big athletic finish by Brown, polishing off the lob pass with authority.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Walsh is checked in for Hauser. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Anthony Simons.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
Now here's Daniels. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. Left side White, outside Brown. Here's Keita. Pass to Brown. Here's Keita. Risache covering. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Walsh can't get it to go. Hawks trail by 9. Alexander Walker with it. Pritchard picks him up. Here's Risache. Here's Daniels. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. For Boston, they've gone 5 of 8. Solid opening quarter for them. Pritchard, the pass to Brown. White on the wing. 4-3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. White's got 8 points.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And some changes here for the Celtics. Boucher's checked in for Keita, and Simon has subbed in for Pritchard. Here's Alexander Walker. 11 points for him last game against Portland.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
And here are the Celtics. They're on an 18-6 run. And watching Dyson Daniels over the past year or two, he's really coming to his own, Stan.
Yeah, Brian, sometimes it's just about being in the right situation, in a role that plays to your strength. That's really unlocked some things for him.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks a lot, B.A. Well, the Celtics have a great 1-2 punch with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum said JB always starts the game really aggressive. I'm a naturally laid-back guy. I kind of see things out first, and then I can essentially take over when I need to. We have found that balance. B.A., back to you.
A dangerous duo. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Johnson a screen on Simons. Daniels finds Johnson. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Well, Johnson has worked on his ability to draw fouls, and there's no question it's made him a better scorer.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Celtics.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
Well, over just a few years, Jalen Johnson has been able to transform himself into an offensive force. Give him credit for putting in the work.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Kristaps Porzingis comes in for Risache. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Daniels. Boston also changing it up. Tillman's checked in for Brown. Shireman comes in for White. And here's Simons. He picked up 39 in their last win against Miami.
Look, he kept finding ways to get to the free throw line. He knew the other team couldn't stop him, so he just continued to punish them at the line.
He gets it in there.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
Porzingis with a screen on Simons. Pass to Porzingis. 1:14 left to play in the first quarter. The shot's good.
And given how tall Porzingis is, not many guys are going to block his shot, especially when he's this close.
And here's Boucher. Here's Tillman, guarded by Okongwu. Pass to Walsh. Now here's Simons. Misses the three.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Johnson passes to Okongwu. McCollum on the wing. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Alexander Walker. And with that one, the deficit trimmed to single digits.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pass to Shireman. Back to Simons. To the wing on the left. Boucher outside. Here's Simons. Again, Simons missing. And that does it for the first quarter. Boston out in front, leading by 8. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Oh, what a first quarter. You love their willingness to make the extra pass.
Yeah, it's the kind of offense every coach loves to see. Selfless and smart.
We've got Luke Kennard. Kristaps Porzingis out there with Kispert. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Krejci in at the small forward position. So that's the Hawks 5. Now here's Pritchard. Three-pointer. Kispert grabs a miss. Simons against Kennard. Out to the wing. For 3, McCollum. Pure from three-point range. And that's now 6 points for C.J. McCollum.
And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
Boucher on the screen. Simons has the open look. Kispert grabs a miss.
The defensive breakdown gives him a wide open look, but he can't take advantage.
Krejci, the pass to Kennard. Porzingis in the post. He's against Tillman. Porzingis misses. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for Boston. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Pass to Tillman. Back to Pritchard. Here's Walsh. There's the triple. Nails it from 3. Walsh has gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
Look, you love to see this kind of team chemistry. Let's see more of that.
Over to the wing. Here's Krejci. No made baskets yet. Here's Porzingis. Again, Atlanta.
Yeah, that fadeaway gave him more than enough space to get that shot off.
Boston leading by 3. And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And going against Atlanta, their first meeting on the year.
No one was surprised last year when they won their season series against this team. And most people expect this to be a repeat of that, too.
Well, possibly. Every year brings something new. This first meeting should tell us a lot.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Jalen Johnson, he's checked in for Kispert. Risacher comes in for Krejci. And Daniels is subbed in for Kennard. Boston also changing it up. Jaylen Brown comes in for Boucher. And it's White in for Walsh. Now here's Brown. 27 points his last game. Pass to Tillman. Now Brown. 6 to shoot. And Stan, the importance of team chemistry. Why is it so hard to win without it?
Well, look, Brian, it's not just talent. The talent has to fit together. Guys have to complement each other. Sometimes you see teams where you've got 2 really talented guys or 3 really talented guys, but their games are the same. That won't work. You need complementary talent, and when you have it, things come together quickly. A talented scorer and versatile defender. The athletic Brown is a vital piece for this team.
Celtics lead by 6. To the paint. Brown cashes in. A terrific finisher inside.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
Pass to McCollum. Back to Daniels. Left side, Porzingis. Outside, Rizachet. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. A moment here to see the numbers for Jalen Johnson.
He hasn't been as sharp as we're used to seeing in the last 10 games. You can tell in his passing. His assists are down. Even the simple passes look hard for him. Maybe he can get his groove back tonight.
And Atlanta making a change here. Okongwu's checked in. Cadiz checked in for Boston. Pritchard, the pass to Simons. Here's Queta. Pass to Brown. White for 3. Rebounded by Johnson.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
To the middle. And he's going for the lob. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
Sometimes you just have to throw it up to an athlete and let him do the rest. That's a great finish from Johnson.
Now here's White. Give him 8. And here's Brown for 3. Queta, pass to Pritchard. From deep. And Anthony Simons good for 3. Simons has got 5.
Well, you can't give Simons a look from 3. He's a knockdown guy.
No doubt, Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point-per-game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve.
White, tipped, gets stolen by Okongwu. Johnson with it, now guarded by Brown. Here's Daniels, and he comes up with a bucket. Daniels has got his second basket on the night.
Well, I'm a big fan of the passing aspect of Johnson's game. He's proven to be a very unselfish, team-oriented guy.
Now here's Simons. 5 points in the game. Oh, my goodness!
Oh, my.
Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
Wow, it's like Simons has it on a string.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for McCollum. And the Celtics also making a change. Hauser's checked in. Hawks trail by 9. Daniels outside. Outside Johnson. White against Daniels. Picked up by Okongwu. Here's Alexander Walker. Fires in the triple. 5 points in the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
White, the pass to Brown. It's rebounded by Rizachet. Atlanta's got 3 of 5 to fall from beyond the three-point line in the second.
Flexing some muscle on that bucket. Johnson doesn't mind getting physical.
And it's Simons with the ball for Boston. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Nice ball movement by Boston. And here's Brown for 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. Brown's got 16 points.
Picking up right where he left off. Hit 2 triples in the first quarter. Now he gets another to fall.
Well, with that explosive leaping ability, Okongwu is someone who spaces the floor vertically.
Now here's Brown. He's got 16. Simons, right side. That's his 4th miss in 7 shots. Hawks trail by 5. Daniels passes to Johnson. And here's Alexander Walker. Back to Johnson. Picked up by Okongwu. A good look from Johnson. And another basket for Atlanta.
Well, look, Johnson reads how the defense is playing it. Gets a little space coming off the pick. Nice play.
Now here's Simons. He's got 7. Hauser outside. The 3-ball. And again, Boston with the triple.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Daniels. Here's Rizachet. He drains out one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
Yeah, great look for Rizachet. Close in, gets it done.
3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Keita, guarded by Okongwu. Shoots a fadeaway. Keita, no good.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
Now here's Rizachet. A deep 3. And that's not going to go. It's been all about Jaylen Brown for Boston. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
When I look at Atlanta, guess they're playing decent, remaining somewhat competitive. Just feel like this team is stuck right now, unable to get to the next level, searching for the answers.
And now let's turn to the first half of our game. It's been all about Jaylen Brown so far.
And what he did to those defenders, you know they're in the locker room right now discussing ways to keep the ball out of his hands.
That may be the only way to stop him because even against doubles, he's been accurate. And that'll do it for us. Thanks for stopping by.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Jaylen Brown having a dominant impact in this game.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
On the floor for Boston. Their backcourt, Pritchard and White. Sam Hauser out there with Jaylen Brown. And it's Keita in at the center position. Now here's White. To the left wing. Up top, Hauser. And there's the screen. And here's Brown for 3. Rebounded by Daniels. Hawks trail by 4. Now Alexander Walker. Outside Johnson. Pass to Rizachet. Now here's Okongwu. Here's Alexander Walker. Beyond the arc. Keita pulls it in. Keita's got 4 rebounds now. Outside, Brown. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. That's his 4th miss out of 10 attempts. Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Here's Alexander Walker. Atlanta again missing.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
There's no question. Peyton Pritchard has one of the best value contracts in the league.
Sure does, B.A. He's on a 4-year, $30 million deal signed back in 2023. He's a tireless worker, a talented scorer, playmaker, and, of course, outside shooter.
And he drops the first. Pritchard hits them both. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Daniels outside. Okongwu, a screen on Pritchard. And Atlanta misses again.
Rough start to the third quarter, but give some credit to the defense they're facing.
Inside, here's Keita. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
You know, Derek White is what you call a combo guard. He can play on or off the ball. There we saw his passing ability.
Now here's Alexander Walker. He's got 5. Yep, that one goes.
Well, they get one to drop. A little relief after 4 straight misses to start the half.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Boston leading by 5. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. Jaylen Brown is rounding out his game in all facets. He said, I've definitely worked on my playmaking, just being able to see the floor, making great reads, creating for my teammates, and putting pressure on the defense. Back to you.
Allie, thanks for the report.
They've had a quiet start to this half, hitting just one of their first 4 attempts.
Okongwu, a screen on White. 5 on the clock. Back to Rizichet. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by White.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
Pass to Pritchard. Here's Keita. Shot clock at 6. Now here's White. This one for 3. The rebound by Atlanta. Rizichet's got his 4th rebound in this one.
This is not how they wanted to start the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far. Well, that's a breakdown defensively. Can't afford to give him those kind of looks.
Now here's Pritchard. From the arc. Rebound Atlanta.
Look, I know he wanted to answer with a 3 of his own, but you gotta play smarter. Play your game, not theirs.
Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
You can really see their confidence growing as this game has gone on. They have reason to believe now.
Yeah, they're in this one. They have some momentum on their side, and they just need to keep up the intensity.
Now here's Hauser. Looking at his numbers, putting up 8 points a game. Again, the miss by Boston. Here's Atlanta with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered for them. Alexander Walker. Outside Rizichet. Pass to Alexander Walker. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss.
The perimeter game has failed him thus far. Hit 1 from range in the first half, but nothing since.
So much control from White in the mid-range.
Now here's Alexander Walker. Give him 8. Okongwu with it. Pass to Alexander Walker. Daniels outside. And here's Rizichet for the lead. Johnson controls the rebound and the putback.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Celtics. Here's Keita. Nice ball movement by Boston. They set the pick. Lets the 3 fly. Alexander Walker grabs the board.
Well, 3 triples in the first half, but he seems to have gone cold from distance since the break.
Outside Johnson from deep 3-point land. Keita pulls it in.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Pass to Pritchard. It's Brown on the wing. Rizichet covering. Brown inside. He hits again. 7 for 13 and looking confident.
And over time, we've seen Brown ease into accepting more responsibility on offense. He's now a dangerous scorer.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Atlanta making some changes here. Kristaps Porzingis comes in for Okongwu. And Kispert is subbed in for Johnson. So Boston going with almost an entirely new group here. Tillman's checked in for Queta. Boucher comes in for Hauser. Walsh is checked in for White. And Simon has subbed in for Pritchard. Kispert outside. Pass to Rizachet. Here's the pick for the lead. And the three-pointer goes. Rizachet's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, get used to seeing that. Rizachet will be nailing threes for many years to come. And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
Pass to Alexander Walker. And Atlanta hits again from deep.
Well, that's his first three here in the second half. Gotta think he'd like a few more of those.
We've got 1:08 left in the third. Now Brown. Here's Tillman. Oh, from deep. Rebounded by the Hawks. Daniels has got 4 rebounds now. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
I just love the ball movement.
And this is his second attempt at the line tonight. Atlanta making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Rizachet. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Daniels. Celtics trail by 5. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock at 6. The three is up. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Well, the defense was a little soft. He felt free to take that shot.
McCollum looking it over. Two seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson for 3. Boston pulls it in. 3 quarters of play and a close one here. The Hawks on top. They lead by a bucket. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Johnson and Porzingis, they're inside. C.J. McCollum is out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Kispert in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Now here's Pritchard. Three-pointer, no good. Kispert, right side, down low. Here's Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, if Porzingis gets within arm's length of the hoop, he's not going to make many mistakes.
Pritchard finds Simons. And that one goes. He's shooting 5 of 9 in this one.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see. Well, he sends it inside where they can get a high percentage look. That's just great basketball.
A few possessions into the fourth, just over a minute played. Pass to Boucher. Here's Tillman, defended by Porzingis. Here's Walsh. There's Simons with a three. Porzingis grabs the board.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Kispert, the pass to Johnson. Johnson a screen on Pritchard. McCollum against Pritchard. McCollum's shot is off. Celtics trail by 4. Simons outside. Pritchard surviving the D. No good on the 3. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Hawks. A great fourth quarter. Just giving up 2 points. McCollum, the pass to Kennard. There's the 3. And C.J. McCollum with the 3. And it's 9 points for C.J. McCollum.
Well, McCollum wasting no time when he has a window.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. Boston also changing it up. Brown comes in for Walsh, and it's White in for Simons. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He absolutely held nothing back. He said, quote, "We know who we are. Let's be that." The plan is to play their game and let the chips fall where they may. Guys?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Now here's Boucher. Outside White. Pass to Brown. Launches it. Big hit from outside. Jaylen Brown.
Well, that's his 4th triple for the game now. Just his 1st in the second half.
And here's McCollum. And here's Porzingis. Covered by Boucher. The kick out to Johnson. The 3. Boston with a rebound. Outside, Brown. Boucher passes to Pritchard. Here's Brown. Porzingis grabs the board. The Hawks lead by 4. Up top, Johnson. Defended by Brown. Kennard passes to McCollum. Porzingis with a screen on Pritchard. Shot's good by McCollum. And that's now 11 points for C.J. McCollum.
Well, he's not just a perimeter threat. McCollum is also skilled at finding ways to score inside.
Boucher outside. Back to Brown. Jacks up a 3. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got 5 rebounds in the game. McCollum on the wing. Pass to Porzingis. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Okongwu uses the glass to finish the layup. And now an 8-point Hawks lead. Boston's gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the 4th. Boucher outside. And here's Brown for 3. Counted from distance. Brown's got 6 here in the quarter.
Well, when you're as polished and practiced a shooter as Brown, there's no reason to hesitate.
Pass to McCollum. Johnson a screen on Pritchard. There's McCollum with the 3. Nope, 4 for 7 now. Celtics trail by 5. Brown inside, covered by Johnson. And there it is for him. Boucher's got his first points of the night.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Now here's Johnson. McCollum outside. Now Johnson. He launches. It's money from deep.
Yeah, he can hit that. Nice shot there from Johnson to drop in the triple.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. So for the Hawks, Risache, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dyson Daniels comes in for Kennard. And it's Alexander Walker in for McCollum. Cadis checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Boucher. Celtics trail by 6. Outside, Brown. Brown! Oh, my goodness!
Well, we all know this about Jaylen Brown. He will work incredibly hard to get the big bucket.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
Yeah, all game long, they've been also playing well inside in the paint. Lots of points are coming their way thanks to them attacking the interior.
Free throw, no good.
And when you talk about Jaylen Brown, you have to bring up his two-way ability. He's a pure scorer who can also guard the opposing best wing. There aren't a lot of guys like Brown in the league.
Clock at 6. Now a Kongu. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, it was just a little late. I mean, he thought he got there, but the ref saw it otherwise.
Celtics trail by 6. Here's Brown. Oh, look out! JB throwing it down.
Oh, assertive play there by Brown, rising to the challenge of the moment.
Here's a Kongu. Flushes it down with both hands.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Now here's Brown. And there's 1:38 left to play in the 4th. Johnson with the rebound.
Well, I've been here before. You're looking to get back in the game, but desperation threes are not the way to do it.
Here's a Kongu. Shoots a 3. Rebounded by Pritchard.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
Johnson against Brown. Pritchard outside. Shot clock at 6. From downtown. Oh, the shot is off.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak. You can't give a shooter that kind of look on the perimeter. I don't care who it is.
And Brown has got the ball here for Boston. 9-point game, and he drives in. Oh, deflected.
And Brown doesn't mind getting roughed up on the way up. In fact, he embraces it.
Good on the first, and that brings him with an 8. And both free throws good for Brown. And they're so close to putting this game away.
Yeah, B.A., you don't have to do anything crazy. Just run the clock and don't turn it over. This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Pritchard. Wasting no time. They answer with a 3. Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack, a total team effort.
And so it's Atlanta with the W. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game, but they overcame every one.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Onyeka Kongwu.